evening, Falcons. I'm Beatrice Freer.
And I'm Monica Rosenberg.
Coming up, Kids Heart Challenge.
Also an inspiring story on girls basketball.
Wingspan takes flight now. Kids Heart Challenge is an American Heart Association program typically put on by elementary schools to raise money for heart disease research, support for families, and heart-healthy education.
We talked to Mr. Bear of Ebenezer Elementary School about their achievement of $1 million raised for the association.
My name is Rob Bear, and I'm the physical education teacher here at Ebenezer Elementary School. Kids Heart Challenge, which used to be called the Jump Rope for Heart, was inspired by a lady by the name of Kathy Andrews from the Heart Association. She came and talked to me in 1997 at the old Ebenezer along Route 72. She encouraged us to get involved. I thought it was a great idea. And we started in 1997, and then there have been a couple things that have come along the way that have been challenging and hard, but it reinforced the purpose of doing Jump Rope for Heart and Kids Heart Challenge. So the American Heart Association is going to take the funds that they get through this great fundraiser, and they're going to use it for research. They're going to use it for education. So let's say somebody had a heart attack and they need to learn how to exercise, eat healthy, take better care of themselves. There could be people that are trying to quit smoking or quit vaping, and they can go in programs like that. They can develop new medicines. For example, in 2014, I developed a heart issue, premature ventricular contractions, PVCs. Make a long story short, I thought I was having a heart attack. I didn't know what was going on. But after a couple good visits and a couple good tests, the doctors were able to put me on a medicine called flecainide acetate. And I took that medicine for almost 10 years, once in the morning, once at night, and I've slowly weaned myself off that medicine. So I only take it when my heart acts up. With a premature ventricular contraction, it'll beat really fast, and then there'll be a long break. Beat really fast, long break. But the medicine helps slow the heart down, put it back into a rhythm. So that's just another example of what the Heart Association could do with the funds that we're raising. We started the challenge in 1997, when it used to be called Jump Rope for Heart, and this is our 30th year of participating. They changed the name a couple years ago to Kids Heart Challenge, but it's the same great program when it was Jump Rope for Heart. Kids Heart Challenge is different for each school. For us, I'm an old-fashioned type of guy, so yeah, I'll set up some obstacle courses for the younger students, but our older students, grades 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're gonna come in and they're gonna jump rope.
My favorite part of the Kids Heart Challenge is when we do the jump roping in the gym.
Favorite part of Kids Heart Challenge is jump roping. Being able to jump rope and hanging out with new people and jump roping.
You get to get a lot of exercise, get to spend time with friends and family.
We practice jumping rope for 6 weeks leading up to it. We do something called a kangaroo club where they try to jump as long as they can without making a mistake or without stopping. So we'll do short ropes. We'll have parent and teacher volunteers doing long ropes. It is a great day. These kids can crisscross, they can continuous crisscross, they can crisscross backwards. It's amazing the skills that they have. So we're all about jumping rope here at Ebenezer Elementary School. Kids Heart Challenge brings Ebenezer together because we get a chance to make a difference in somebody else's life. We're going to be able to help somebody, and that is a great, great feeling. Each morning we talk about our school. We take great pride in our school, Ebenezer. They say it on the Ebenezer Morning Creed. So it's a good feeling when you can help others. We want to do it to save lives. We want to do it to have fun. And we want to do it to make our own heart stronger. So they get a chance to learn a lot about getting plenty of rest, drinking their water, eating their fruits and vegetables, staying away from smoking and vaping, being active, being involved in sports or activities just to make themselves as good as they can possibly be.
My favorite part of Kids Heart Challenge is saving people's lives.
My favorite part of the Kids Heart Challenge is to have fun and raise money to save people's lives.
My biggest goal, hope, and dream is when the students get older. You know, I have a couple students that are here today observing gym class. One was a former student of mine, a former athlete of mine. I'm hoping that he will take great pride in knowing that he was able to make a difference when he was here, and now he's going to be able to see Ebenezer Elementary School will become the first school in the history of Pennsylvania to reach $1 million in saving people's lives for the American Heart Association. So I really hope that the kids can take that with them and remember that they were historically significant and something special at Ebenezer. Ebenezer is excited about the opportunity that is in front of us. We are so excited to reach $1 million, but we also have to remember, you want to remember those who came before you. You want to honor the sacrifices of all the boys of the 29 years leading up to this year. If we wouldn't have had those 29 years, and I wouldn't be so old, we would have never got to this $1 million mark. So we want to honor the sacrifices of what everybody else has done. So we're going to be humbled. We're going to take pride in what we're able to do. And we are so excited to become the first school in the history of Pennsylvania to raise $1 million. This event is one of the greatest events that you can do. When you donate your time, when you donate a few dollars, whether it's $5, $50, or $500, it doesn't matter. But if you put that to a good cause, be that kind person, be that caring person, show empathy to somebody else. One of the greatest feelings in the world is when you can help somebody else and they never ever get a chance to thank you, they never ever get a chance to return the favor, but you know deep down in your own heart, you made a difference in somebody else's life. Kids Heart Challenge is all about saving lives, having fun, and making your own heart stronger. It's one of the best days of the year.
Liv is back with another episode of Live with Liv.
Today she's asking, if you could do an Olympic sport, what would it be?
Let's take a look.
What's up, Falcons? Welcome back to Live with Liv. Today's question is, if you could do an Olympic sport, what would it be? Let's go. Okay. Who am I here with?
Max Trainer.
If you could do an Olympic sport, what would it be?
Breakdancing. We need it back.
Here we go, ray gun. Starting the conversation.
Who am I here with?
Avery. Abby. Olivia.
If you guys could do an Olympic sport, what would it be?
Bobsledding. Figure skating. I'm with Avery. Bobsledding.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsled time.
Okay. Who am I here with?
Emma.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
Doubles tennis.
Oh. Who am I here with?
Jaden.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
Track.
Nice. What would you do in track?
Long jump.
Who am I here with?
Cameron Conkle.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
800 meter and track.
Who am I here with?
Sophie Musser.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
Probably like the snowboard half pipe thing.
Wait,
Where they
yeah.
do like flippies and things.
Yeah, okay, flippies.
It's the 5-time 360 corkscrew, 4 rotations, there's the 5th coming in for...
Who am I here with?
Mr. Ybarra.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
Definitely hockey.
Okay, who am I here with?
Serenity.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
I would do pole vault.
Okay, who am I here with?
Sammy.
If you could do an Olympic event, what would it be?
Ping pong.
Like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
The Army decided that I should be on the All-America ping pong team. We were the first Americans to visit the land of China in like a million years or something like that. Somebody said world peace was in our hands. But all I did was play ping pong. When I got home...
With March just around the corner, we at Wingspan wanted to highlight an important figure who made an impact on children's education, Dr. Seuss.
Correspondent Eva Richardson covered the topic.
You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose.
Because after all, a person is a person, no matter how small.
And the wind smells slow and sour when it blows.
And the hills, young and old, would sit down to the feast.
You're on your own. You know what you know.
Once imagination is planted in a child's mind, it's with them for the rest of their lives. A way to escape, dream, and create. What better person to credit for this impact on humanity?
Theodore Seuss Geisel, known as Dr. Seuss, was born on March 2, 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts. He became an American author and illustrator known for creating children's books noted for their nonsense words, playful rhymes, and unusual creatures. Geisel graduated from Dartmouth College in 1925 and did postgraduate studies at Lincoln College, Oxford, and at Sorbonne University. He works for Life, Vanity Fair, and other publications as an illustrator and humorist. He found success in advertising by illustrating campaigns, known especially for the ads he did for Flit insect repellent. Geisel illustrated a series of humor books and then decided to write a children's book. It was reportedly rejected by nearly 30 publishers, and To Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street was finally released in 1937 after meeting with a friend who was an editor at Vanguard Press. He attempted to write a book for adults, and after it going poorly, he decided to focus on children's books. Geisel used the pen name Dr. Seuss, planning to publish novels under his surname, and the doctor being a reference to his uncompleted doctorate degree. During World War II, Geisel's focus was mainly on politics. He was an editorial cartoonist in the PM magazine in New York City during the 40s. He then served in the U.S. Army, where he was assigned to the documentary division. Even after his service ended, he continued to make films, including an Oscar-winning documentary feature, Designed for Death. Along with his creative creatures, Dr. Seuss used his rhymes to convey important life lessons. Horton Hears a Who, published in 1954, highlighted the value of all individuals and minority rights with the repeated phrase, quote, "A person's a person no matter how small." The Sneetches, published in 1953, tackles racism. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, published in 1957, taught children that Christmas is more than just gifts and physical trappings. The Lorax, published in 1965, expressed concern for the environment. And Oh, the Places You'll Go, published in 1990, became a popular graduation gift for students. In 1958, Geisel founded Beginner Books Incorporated. It became a division of Random House in 1960. He wrote several books for beginner readers, including One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, and Green Eggs and Ham, both published in 1960, along with Hop on Pop, published in 1963, and Fox and Socks, published in 1965. They went beyond the traditional primers and were valued for their contribution to the education of children. In 1984, Geisel received a Pulitzer Prize, quote, for his special contribution over nearly half a century to the education and enjoyment of America's children and their parents. Dr. Seuss's books were immensely popular and were perennial bestsellers. By the early 21st century, more than 600 million copies of his books were sold worldwide. In La Jolla, California, he annually conducted a children's workshop at the La Jolla Museum of Art until his death in 1991. The National Education Association, or the NEA, partnered with Dr. Seuss Enterprises to launch a youth literacy initiative, Read Across America. Read Across America Day is held annually on March 2nd in honor of Geisel's birthday. Now, even after his legacy, the Dr. Seuss Foundation's mission statement is, quote, "The world of Dr. Seuss is one in which anything is possible. At the Dr. Seuss Foundation, we approach education and literacy with the same spirit. We fund programs that promote learning, foster imagination, and help expand opportunities for all."
Thank you for watching the 6th episode of Wingspan.
Make sure you tune in next month for our March edition.
See ya!